far as I can see, everything should be working. All right. All right, let's do this. Okay. Looks like everything's working now. All right. Hello, hello. Let's get going. Today we are playing Minecraft, and we're specifically going to be playing in a creative world, and we're going to be doing some stuff with redstone. So let's get to it. Let's hop to it. All right. Here we go. All right, everything seems to be working. All right, so yeah, we're gonna start over here. So this right here is a basic redstone, 2 pistons sitting on each other. In order to make this work and be able to move blocks up and down, let's go ahead and throw that over there. Come on, there we go. So we're going to put that grass block there. So we're going to put this grass block here. And as you can see, if we just simply do this and this, it's just going to stay hovering up there. So what we have to do is we have to successfully power it right here. And the way that we do that, yeah, right here, is, oops. So we take, I didn't need that second grass block there. So that there, oh, I forgot to grab that. Where is it? All right. Come on, there we go. And then we power that. That then goes up, and then we can do this. So this basic, having 2 of these on top of each other, as long as we activate everything in the proper order, which is the bottom one first, then the top one, we can move it up to, and then as far as bringing it back down, we have to deactivate the top one first, deactivate the bottom one, and then activate the top, and then deactivate the top. As you can see, that will successfully allow us to move 2 blocks from this position up or down with this 1 block. Now, if we want to fully automate this and have a bunch of fun with it, we get this. And this might look a little bit intimidating, like there's a whole bunch going on here, but really there's not that much. So the first thing we have going on here is, I can actually show you right here. So if I break this block here, and this block, and this block, and I'm going to grab a couple other blocks really quick that I'm going to need to just simply set up the first phase of what's going on over there. I need this and this, and this should be all I need to set up the first phase. So the first phase of it, number 1, you're going to need either a comparator or repeater to sit right here, and then you're going to want a target block right here. It's pretty simple, not too very complicated on that part. Okay, then it's going to be grass block, yeah, grass block, and another target block right there. Okay, I don't think you need both of these. No, you do, I think you do, or do you? Yeah, you do. I remember now. Yeah, you do. You need both of these here. So then we're going to place a couple more. And you don't have to use grass blocks for this, by the way. If you want to, I have these. I just haven't been using them because I haven't had a need to. But if you want to, what you can do instead is should be able to work with wool instead. And it's just then 3, 2. Yeah, this should actually work. Alright, so for this first step, wait, we need the repeater here, and then that, like that. Okay. So this is just the first of many things I plan on doing today. This is something I've built before and is fairly simple to build compared to some other things. This should be able to work if I remember correctly. Alright, and then if I just simply take a button here, place it here, we can see it sends it up 2, and it did not take it back down to, gotta figure out why it didn't. Probably because this wasn't enough delay. I gotta remember. If it's right, it will work. No, that's not working. Oh wait. Yeah, now it's working. Okay, I forgot to put a little bit extra delay right here. That was it. Okay, so if we have this set up like this, it's a basic order of sequence thing. So in order for this to work, we hit this button, and what happens is power gets sent down this line, and the first place it activates is right here, which puts power into here, which shoots this piston up. It then gets powered up here by coming through here, no delay in this repeater, and we see power gets to it through this target block here, and it will be all the way up. We can demonstrate this by switching this out for a switch instead of a button, and we'll see it will stay all the way up. And if we are up high enough where we can see everything, we'll see when we turn it off, the first 2 places that lose power are, of course, right here and here. So the rest of it is more about when stuff loses power. So when the power goes in here, the order of sequence for going up is bottom first and then top. For going down, we have to deactivate the top first. So power has to leave here, or specifically this block here, before it leaves this bottom block down here, which is what this repeater here is successfully doing for us. It's keeping power here just slightly longer than it is up here. And then for the final step, after the bottom what is it called? I can't remember. The bottom piston pulls down, the top piston is then activated when it gets pulled down. The top piston is oh, thank you for following. But after the top piston is pulled down, it is immediately activated by this block, which is being powered through here. So for the contraption I have over here, we go considerably further than that. So where we go from there, and the way that I over time developed this, was I then decided that since I was trying to develop a door, hopefully one day a 3x3 door, but trying to design a door, and this, if you take this right here and you just simply mirror it over here and then also flip it upside down, you successfully make a 4x4 door, where when you click this button right here, you'll see this iron bar gets pulled down here and gets replaced by this grass block, which effectively allows you to have the, like, any block that you want be like your floor for, like, you know, your gate or whatever, and then whatever block you want to be your door. So you can make a 2x2 door out of literally anything, including an iron bar, and it's always going to look good, because when I put it back up, well, and that piston goes down, it gets replaced by the grass block. I can have that be a wood block, a stone block, anything. So the next phase for developing this is right here. So what you have to do for this is, well, you have to, it's just another order of sequence that you have to develop. And what has to happen here, and I'll just show you right here real quick, is you have a redstone torch right here where you have a constant power supply here, so that when you hit this button, the power gets turned off here. Now, in order to make this work, you actually have to change this slightly, and I'll show you the change here. So the change is right here. As you can see, I have where before there was no repeater right here, as we can see over here, no repeater. This is the fastest that this can operate, but by adding a repeater, and technically I probably could have added that repeater, where is it? Somewhere over here instead, and I wouldn't have had to add delays everywhere. Probably would have been smart. I just now thought of that. So I could have added the delay somewhere other than where I did, but I added the delay here in all of these, and as you can see, like over here, like one less repeater on all of these. Yeah, I didn't think that through. But by successfully adding a delay to all of this, you slow down when the piston goes up and down, which allows this grass block to be extended out and back in. So, and that's just a slight delay. This has to be activated before everything else, and then it has to stay activated for longer than everything else. And you might think it's like that's a little bit backwards, and that's just the way I personally think. And the reason I say activated is because of this line right here, which comes through here, and you can see here what I built here, which is literally just the delay for that. So this is how much delay it pretty much so needs to stay open for long enough, and that's a lot of repeaters, as you can see. So when I hit the button, power comes through here and immediately goes through this repeater to get down there and open it up. That's the first thing that happens. And this repeater is here mostly because it has to keep the power level up high enough to be able to turn off this redstone torch. So once this redstone torch is turned off, it comes over here to this target block and pulls back the grass block that's sitting there. So then power then also continues to go through here and come down through here to keep it active for longer, because we just have a button press, and that button press isn't going to last long, so we need to keep constant power going. So it comes through here and gets sent over there to keep the power off, and then it comes over here to keep the power off, and then it comes up here as well, and that keeps it off for long enough for the pistons to go up and back down and get out of the way of the grass block in the event that I build another one next to it in order to have a 2x2. So then, like I said, I wanted to be able to do this with an iron block or iron bars. And if you're going to be doing this with iron bars, you really don't want to send it up and then let me pull out a piston here real quick. You don't want, when you're doing this, to have your piston down here and it push your iron block up. Let's go ahead and throw this back in here real quick. Oops, come on. Oh, there it is. I was trying to find that. So when it goes up, you really just don't want that. You know, you want it to look pretty, so you want it to be able to go back down while leaving that iron block there. But as we can demonstrate here, if we get rid of, what is it we need to get rid of? I gotta think. Okay, if we get rid of the power that's right here, we can see it won't pull down this piston. So we can't pull it down while it's up, but if we take away the power from it first, that's always going to stay up there. So what I came up with as the solution to this is a system where you have two pistons that will push back and forth and switch between either a sticky piston or a regular piston. So if the sticky piston is in the position over the bottom sticky piston, when it goes up, it will grab the iron bars and pull them down below the level of the grass block. But if it's the regular piston there, when I hit the button, we'll see that it's going to leave the iron bar up there. And we have, once again, on one side, we are using a redstone torch to keep power going into this target block, which activates here. And this, if you follow the line back, has some delay put on it right there, but not as much as going to the other side. And I'll explain that why to you later. But if we go up here, oops, we see that I have a T flip-flop right here using a copper bulb. So when I hit the button, this copper bulb is turned on, as we can see right here, which keeps the power going down to here and deactivating the redstone torch here, meaning this piston comes in, and activating the piston over here, which allows that to go back and forth. It's really amazing that Mojang made all of this possible in Minecraft. It's absolutely amazing. So if you want to actually double this up and make two of these side by side, this portion right here is actually not that hard to extend. All you got to do is place that there. Oops. And then we're going to do the same here. We're going to place redstone powder on top of this. As you can see, we got activation there on both sides. And I shouldn't need that for a little bit. I need the regular piston. Alright, so we're going to build mirror version of what we got going on right here real quick, alright? So at the very bottom, you're going to want your regular piston, and when we place, or the sticky piston, sorry, you're going to want to place that sticky piston there, and when we place this here, we're going to see that that activates out, and we're going to want to do the same thing that we had here, so facing down, regular piston, and then we're going to want a sticky piston facing up here and a regular piston right there facing like that. And what we'll see is that when we hit the button, all of this right here moves in sync. So if we're going to double up and we're going to make a 2x2 door, what we're going to have to do is mirror everything else. So this right here is going to work on its own. We don't have to do any extra work on it for the bottom. Now, if we want to do this on the top as well, we're going to have to flip it upside down and rebuild it up top. But that's relatively easy. So to build all of this on the other side, what we're going to have to do is just block by block, just redo everything. This first block that I'm going to place, it can be either a comparator or a repeater. Both work. But then you're going to want I don't need that, a target block. And the reason you want the target block right here is because it's going to need to pull in power from two different locations. So we're going to do it the way that we did over there with wool. And we're going to go out, I believe it's 4 blocks. Yeah, 4 blocks. I'm just going to do it the same way I did it before because it's going to be a lot easier than trying to do new math. And then I believe it's 3 blocks. Is it 4 blocks again? Might be. Yeah, it's 4 blocks. Okay. So, and then it's another 4 blocks here. Then we're going to want a regular block there, and a target block there. So this right here we can recognize from over there. From here, it's just getting all your timing stuff placed correctly. So we're going to have that there, yeah, that there, then 2 more there, 2 there facing like that, and 3 here. And then we just got to wire all of that up or use our redstone to connect all of that. So we just come in here and we get all of that connected the way that it should be. And make certain it's everywhere that it needs to be. So then we just need to make certain that we got all the timing stuff right. We want all of these at max. I believe, yeah, those 2 at max there, and okay. So you want to press this one once and then max these out as well. So the timing for all of them is a little bit different than I have over or had over there. I broke that. But that will get the timing right there. And then we need to add the next level, which we're going to need a sticky piston for. Wait, that's wrong. Wrong thing. Okay, I'm struggling a little bit right there. Okay, there we go. So we're going to want a... Oh, I forgot to add that redstone there. That could have been bad. So if you forget to place redstone, it's not going to work. So we're going to place... We'll just place a grass block here. Grass block right there. We're going to place... Yeah. Okay. That will work. So we need a block there, and then our sticky piston is going to go right there. And technically we can have this sitting here for now if we want, until we get it connected to the circuit. So then from here, we're basically just going to do the same thing we did over here. And we're going to need a block underneath this like that, and we should be able to actually place it right here like this. And we're just going to come out here, and it's going to need to connect to here. So if we come out from here like this, this is where it has to go. So we're going to want to add a repeater somewhere around here. Yeah. So if we add a repeater right here, and we're going to want it on the same delay as this one, I think, if I remember correctly. And then we're going to come up here and connect it over here like that, and we see it's now activated. And then this we're going to want to connect to the system as well. And if we look at how it's connected to the system, I keep on trying to use the scroll to go down. It's connected right here. It goes underneath this block here. No, I can't go underneath that. And it comes over to here and then goes up through here. So we're going to want to connect it to this line. That way it's going to be the same on both sides. Specifically, we're going to want to go from right here. So, and we're going to want to make certain we get the same number of repeaters, and we only need one from what I can see. And we're going to want it in about the same location. And if we look at it, we can see that there's a grass block right next to it there. So we're going to do, oops, 1, 2, and then we're going to add a repeater right here, which will keep it from connecting to this right here. And then we're just going to go to there. So what we'll see now, this should be done when we hit this. We see that everything is working in sync. So now one of the fun things is, even if like we intentionally try to mess this thing up a little bit by like breaking something, what we'll see if I add an iron bar on top of here. Alright, so that iron bar is going to be pushed up, right? And this one's going to be up here. Because of the way that we have the system designed, this iron bar is going to stay up here as well. So if we accidentally mess something up, it's pretty easy to fix. We just fix it. Now this could cause problems if you think that somebody broke stuff and they didn't. And then if we want to turn this into a proper door, we can obviously just come over here, and then flip all of this upside down on top of it. So all the same timing, everything's the same. You're just putting, everything's upside down. Your pistons are facing down instead of up. This right here is just simply up higher, so same locations for everything. Just basically imagine you're putting a mirror right here and building it up above it. So now this design, once you turn it upside down, you'll learn that there's some things about turning it upside down where you're going to have to space things out a little bit differently than you did at the bottom. And I don't know why. That's just the way that it is. But I think I might have thought of a solution to that while I was waiting to start the stream last night. I was kind of laying in bed and I had this idea, and I think it could work. I'm not certain. I kind of want to try it. But so the thing I thought of last night as I was laying in bed, so when it comes to regular redstone, right, we can get a redstone trail going and then add a repeater, and this will increase how far we can send a signal, right? And we know that, like, if this, let's actually put this here so that we can see how far it goes. So we can get this to the furthest point that it's going to go, and eventually power's not going to be able to make it any further. But if we add a repeater, say right here, we're going to see that we can keep that going at even greater power than it was at. So we can restore power to it. But on the other hand, when it comes to rails, there's no way to do that. And also, let's say that we wanted to have two of these lines next to each other, but we didn't want them to interfere. There's no way to do that with just redstone powered. But we can put two powered rails next to each other without them interfering with each other. Now they do if you do that, apparently. Okay. I've never seen that happen before. Okay. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make it not do that. Can I do... Okay, I don't know why that's happening. If I go this way, is it still going to do that? Ha! I beat the system. Okay. But now I got a problem if I want it to go this way, so I really want to figure that out. If I want it to go this way, what if I added power to it before I started building it? Because now it's powered, right? Wouldn't break the power intentionally, would it? No, it would. It totally would. Yeah, it doesn't care. Okay. Whoa. Okay, thank you. Come on, stop doing this to me. Okay, there we go. So we can do two next to each other if they're going this way. For some odd reason, not the other way. But we can have two different power supplies going into these two different rails, and they're not going to interfere with each other. So my thought was that since if we send a power supply into a rail, a repeater's not going to work. And I've not seen anybody do what I'm about to show you. And maybe somebody has, but as we can see, this does not do anything with a repeater. But the thought I had yesterday was a way to create a repeater for a rail, basically. And for this, what you're going to need is an observer, a copper bulb, and a comparator. Now, somebody may have done this before, but as of right now, I've personally not seen anybody do this. But what we're going to do is we're going to put this observer right there. We're going to break that. We're going to put a copper bulb behind it, and then have a comparator behind that. And what we'll see is that even if we put a powered rail after that, and we can have it run this way so that we can actually see it, is if I come over here and let's put a button in, because this is what I thought was really cool. All right. The bulb basically gets turned into a functioning like a regular redstone lamp, which I thought was amazing when I realized that that's the case. When you have a button press going into the observer, it basically, the bulb sends out a button press to the comparator, which then can activate another rail system. So in essence, you have a repeater right here, which takes a dying rail system and reactivates it, because a bulb sends out a 15 signal. It sends out max signal, if I remember correctly. Which means we effectively have a repeater, in essence. It's like a copper repeater. You know, it's made out of a copper bulb. It is what makes it possible. You know, and I've heard other people describe how the observer works. It sends a very short signal for seeing that this rail right here received power, and then sends another short signal when it no longer has power, which is how this whole thing works, because the bulb, when it receives any signal, turns on, and then when it receives a second signal, turns off. So it's receiving two different signals from here, from the observer, which effectively creates a repeater, which I thought was amazing when this idea popped into my head yesterday. Which means that if you had a build where you needed to run two lines directly next to each other, you could have rails running like this, and you wouldn't even necessarily have to have both of them be rails. You could have one be rails and then the other be redstone powder. You know, so we could take redstone powder right here and we can run it over this way and activate a different bulb. And what we'll see is that this bulb turns off in sync with like the redstone powder and everything, but we can have two different things going on here, and we don't have to get blocks in between everything. We, you know, normally if we wanted to do this, right, and we was doing it with just redstone powder, we would have to, you know, do this right here, and then, you know, come over here like this, and then here we would have our observer facing over this way, have the bulb here, oops, I didn't hit either, and then have this one here, and then if we come over here and hit a button, it does the same thing, but we have to have this gap right here if we wanted to do, like, them not to interfere with each other in any way. You know, for instance, let's say instead of sending signals in the same direction where it doesn't really matter, let's say I wanted to send a constant signal in this direction, but here I want to not send a constant signal. So what I'm going to do instead is put a switch, or a button rather, right here, so that I can just simply turn that on. And now I can effectively do this, and they're right next to each other. If this right here was redstone powder, this would be affecting each other, and I personally don't have any builds that would need this, or I would like to maybe use it on this to try to, like, you know, shrink some stuff maybe, because I could put stuff directly next to each other, and I could potentially shrink down, like, where all I have to have blocks. But effectively, this right here is going to be, I haven't seen anybody talk about this personally. Somebody may have. I haven't seen it though. If somebody has, like, tell me, because I haven't seen anybody talking about this. But I can effectively just have constant energy flowing in this direction, and I can do stuff over here. I can, you know, put another bulb here, and as we see, as soon as I put it there, it turned on. But when I get rid of the power here, like, this bulb turns off, but that bulb stays on, you know? And, you know, most of you know about all this stuff, right? But here's the cool thing, all right? Let's put the button here. All right, see? Yeah. This is satisfying. This is seriously satisfying to watch for me. I absolutely enjoy just doing anything with Redstone. It's so fun. But I think this has serious potential. This right here, this is, I don't know what. Like we could call these 3 blocks right here the copper repeater, I guess. That's the best thing I can think of to call it. Somebody else may have named it long before me, but I don't know of it. But, you know, the copper bulb really has so much potential. I know a lot of people are hating on it now that, like, there were some changes made to it because it had, like, tick times and stuff like that. I don't understand that. I play on Bedrock, people. I don't really understand most of that stuff. But this right here is amazing to me. It's absolutely fascinating. It's like I can have 2 signals being sent directly next to each other without interfering with each other in any way, and I'm not limited on how far I can send it before I have to try to do some weird something or another to get it going. Now, actually, no, that shouldn't work, right? I don't think that works. I don't remember it working. Please tell me it doesn't work, because then I'm just kind of silly. Yeah, it doesn't work. See, that doesn't work. Now we could try where it's actually sending it into that, but I don't think it works. Yeah, as you can see, this doesn't work. You know, the comparator compares something's level, and since the powered rail, even when it's powered, doesn't have a level, you effectively, up till this point, I don't think there's been a way to just infinitely extend how long you can have a signal being sent along rails, to the best of my knowledge. So this, to me, is fascinating. So yeah, that was the idea I had while I was laying in bed tonight. Let's see. I guess we could try to apply this somewhere, but I don't have many ideas right now on that. So, with that being said, let's see what we can maybe do. Yeah. I mean, we could try building something strange. There's always fun stuff that you can build if you feel like it, right? Because, you know. Thank you. Okay. So, let's see. Yeah, let's throw that in there really quick. So, something that we can do here really quick is maybe. So, outside of making like doors, I've personally never done anything else with redstone. Like doors has kind of always been my thing because that's something that I personally enjoy making. Anytime I like build a house or something, I'm like, I want a cool door, and I don't just want to simply, you know, go over here and be like, okay, what are the different doors? You know, it's like, oh yeah, I got all of these various options. You know, that's kind of lame, and I don't like want to do the traditional door of, yeah, let's just place a sticky piston on top of a sticky piston and then, you know, have blocks in front of it and yay, secret entrance, right? That's just kind of boring. So stuff like this where I create a really intricate, like, yeah, I have a iron bar door where if I build this entire contraption upside down on top of this and I hit this button, the door opens and I still have the same ground there that I had before. It's just amazing. So, you know, this is the kind of stuff I usually am developing, but we could try to do something a little bit different. I always am willing to try new stuff. So what I'm thinking is that we can maybe try to create a number display. I saw somebody showing how to build one of these the other day, and they did it with, with the redstone lamps, and they used the observers on rail lines to do some stuff with having stuff directly next to each other, but you know, that was a case where they weren't using like bulbs or anything like that. It was just like to get power to places or to send power in a different direction specifically. And they showed a whole bunch of stuff that I personally don't understand. So I know that it's possible to make like an 8 by, or you know, the normal, like, you know, so you've all seen this one before, and I've personally never built one like this before, but where you effectively just do all of this. So we just come through here. Oops. Okay, there we go. So, and the way this one in essence works, and it allows you to not have to have anything too very close together, is you take redstone powder, and you only have to supply powder or power to the middle one. So if we supply power here, we see that all three of those turn on, because when you power the redstone lamp oh, it absolutely is a lot of work for a redstone door. uh, but yeah, so for this, you send power directly to this middle one, and it supplies power to either redstone lamp on either side of it. And then what you can do is effectively send power to each one of these locations and then just kind of code it. And the way that you do this, and from what I've seen, Redstoners recommend that you color code everything to make everything a whole lot easier for you. So what I believe I need is, so for this bottom one, we're going to want to dig this out. I've never done this before, and I'm doing it from memory, so forgive me if I do something wrong. Alright. So, and then we're going to want to lay some redstone powder on top of this. Alright. And then let's try to color code everything. So we're going to throw this in here. We're going to pull out, oh, we didn't want that. We want the other one. There we go. Okay, so we're going to want that one, and we're going to send this one up here. I believe this is the spot we want. I'm going to test, make certain that this is the spot that we want before I build it out super far. And then just place a button. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is the location that we want. So from here, we're going to build out a little bit. I think this should work, if I remember correctly. But this is really cool. Okay, so we can build a number display like this. And then we need, oh, we probably actually need that to go down, right? Yeah, we need that to go down first. So what we're going to have to do here is actually go down to, yeah. So we're going to want this like this, I think. No. Let's do it like that. Okay. Let's replace that with grass. Alright. Alright, there we go. So, and then up here, we're going to want another new color. Let's go with brown. And we're basically going to do the same thing again, where we're going to just slowly build it down. And it's going to go like this. Oops, wrong button. Alright. And no, that's not what we want. Actually, I think there's an application for what I was just doing a little bit ago. No, that's not what I wanted. Shift. Okay. And then we're going to want to get all the way down to here. And then we're going to go out a little bit further than the other ones were going. We're probably going to want to build that out this way. Let's do this really quick. We're going to need that white again. Alright. Okay. And then we get, oh yeah, back to brown. The brown goes there, and then goes down into the ground. It's going to come this way as well. Okay. And then we can do this. And we just got to build all this up to supply power up there. And then, yeah. Then we're going to come down here, and we're going to, come on, remember the buttons. All right. And then again, a new color for red. And we're just going to go there like that. And this one's going to come out even further. Probably should have started out really close instead of how I did it. Whatever. Alright. Okay, there we go. And then we can go down here. And then once again, redstone powder. I don't think, I might need to add some repeaters on some of these because they're so long. I might have to shorten them. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to have to shorten them a bit. Should only have to shorten the ones that are down here though. This one can go ahead and actually turn considerably earlier. I could have had it turning all the way over here. So let's do that. What am I doing? So we're going to have the black go ahead and turn here instead of where I had it turning. And we're going to have the grass block there as well. We're going to have the white turn way earlier as well. And, alright, yeah, like that. So then put that there. That was the wrong button. Wrong block. Okay, there we go. So we can see that's now a whole lot closer. And we can do a new color here. Let's go with orange, I guess. Put that in the white one. Okay. And once again, it's just like that. And we're going to have to dig in. We need the space there for that. And then we get our orange in here. If we need repeaters, we can get them. Okay, that's not going to work. Okay, there we go. And then we got that one. So we still need to do 2 more of these. And we come through here. We grab the yellow. And the yellow, once again, we go down. I don't have to go super far down, but we do need to go down. Because we want to get all of these on the same level eventually. Let's just go out from here for a bit until I can do it this way. Okay, there we go. And then down into the ground. Yeah, this should work. All right, and then redstone powder on top of that as well. I might have, no, that might end up being in the way, but that's fine. It's probably, oh yeah, there is another way I could do that. Yeah, let's do it. No, nah. Let's just keep doing it this way for now. So, in essence, what I should be able to do is then just do this one more time all the way up here at the top. And what I need is one last color. We're going to go with green. Oops. What did I? Oh, I accidentally placed that there. Oops. Let's throw that in there. Alright. So then we're going to go with green. And we need to be down just a little so we can place this first block. There we go. And yeah, we'll be fine, I think. Yeah, we'll be fine. Wrong button again. All right, shift down. Actually, I need it there, so everything's off by 1. All right. There we go. There we go. So then that one's pretty much so done. And we're going to want to extend all of them out to right here. If I need a repeater, I'll know here in a second. So we got to go up. All right. So we want all of these out to this block, so we need one more yellow. That there. One more orange. All right, let's go ahead and move this over so we can do this a little bit faster. And one more white. Oops. All right, and then that needs to be there as well. So the way that this whole thing will end up working is we need an observer that will face up over all of these. So I'm going to need to be able to stand one down in order to place the observer. And we're going to need a, yeah, let's just use a color block that we haven't used yet. Okay. So what we're going to need here is, okay. Oh wait, that won't work on that one. It's fine. Well, there is a way that we can make this work. We might have to come out one more. It won't be too close to this contraption, will it? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But, so what we can do is, so every other block's going to need to be one of these. Wait, no, I got it. Did I mess? Oh, this one's 2. I messed that up. That's why it got so close. Yeah, let's go ahead and fix it. Let's go ahead and fix it. So this needs to be a brown block. Block there. Grass, red. Should be there like that. Which means yellow should be here. And green should be here. Oh, okay. So we're gonna have to push all of this right here back. Which means this was actually more off than I thought. Okay. For red, this needs to come back. Okay. So let's start off with red since it's the easiest one to fix right now. Or it's the one that's right here that needs to be fixed. Okay. So it's gonna have to be like this, and then okay, then redstone powder all the way down. There we go. Then yellow. Redstone powder on top of that. And then the green. Yes, this is making a light up display, kind of. It's like a digital clock if you make the whole, if you do everything. Or it's at least a number display. It can count, kind of. Okay. That should fix all of that. So, oops. Alright. And let's go back to that light blue block. And these light blue blocks, like I said before, need to be every other block if I have it all set up right. Alright, so for these blocks, I do need an observer to sit over them. So what I'm gonna do to make that possible. No, my idea won't work. Okay, either way, I'm going to put the observers down and you should be able to see the basic idea of how it works, if nothing else. So we need the observer. So the observer needs to be facing up, so that this little red thing's facing down. So it goes like this, If I remember correctly, this is right. Okay. And then here. So I need to make certain everything is working right, so I'm going to place redstone torches next to all the lines at the very bottom just to make certain that everything is working the way it's supposed to. And if I need to add something, I can. That needs to be there. The closer ones should be working. If they're not, then there's a problem. Okay, so the observers aren't causing any problems. So if everything's working correctly, everything should have turned on. Okay, so we're running out of power on the top one, so what I'm going to have to do is add a repeater. And the repeater is right here. So we just break one of these and put down a repeater, and that lights up. And then same right here. Voila, it's working now. Okay. So the way that this works is if you want to make a full number display, you would do a whole bunch of these rows next to each other. Now, because of this build right here, I don't really have the space for that going in this direction. I would have had to build this in the opposite direction. But what you would do is take powered rails that I had just thrown in here, and you just have it go across all of these like that. All right, and we're gonna break all of these right here. If it works the way I remember it working in that video I watched, it should work fine. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh wait, I think I do know why. It's because of all of this right here. If we add, I believe, a dirt block, it should. No, that won't work because of, yeah. So if let's just put a switch down to hopefully put an end to that. I got my switches right here. Let's actually extend it back a little bit first. Might actually put a full end to it. Oh wait, yeah, that's gonna have to be back one more at least. And as we see, the bottom one's turned off, the top ones did not. I wonder why. Oh, that's still going on those. That didn't work. Let's see. Block like that. There we go. Why is it not working? I honestly don't know why it's not working. Let's see. So we got all that there. Oh, probably because the brown's touching it, yeah. Well, that doesn't make much sense, because it wouldn't be sending power to it. It's not like it's getting powered. The observers shouldn't even be able... Oh, I know. Wait, no, that wouldn't work. Did Mojang might have... In theory, we could have this all be closer if we used rails still, right? Yeah. Okay. New plan. Since this didn't work, obviously I did something wrong. I think I have a new plan though. Okay. Alright. Sure, there's a way to do this. I might not know. What is it that makes it work? Let me think. Observers observe change that happens within a block. So if I don't have the rails directly on top of them, I should be able to, yeah, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Alright. So what I'm thinking is if I have all these directly next to each other using rails, probably? I should be able to use rails. What I'm going to have to do is use my little fancy copper repeater over there. I think that'll actually work with making this turn here. So I should be able to actually make this fully out of rails. The tutorial I saw a couple of days ago did it with redstone, but I'm honestly not understanding how this is supposed to work if you do it that way. So what I'm gonna do is noticeably different. So what I'm thinking that should be possible is I'm gonna have to destroy a lot of stuff here really quick. Alright, that will go like that. And then this red one will come down like this. I'm gonna have to have it go across all of that. And let's check the brown one first. Yeah, I might have to have a couple of spaces that I don't really want, but that's fine. Yeah, so the brown one's gonna come down here, like so. Yeah, so that's where the brown one's gonna go to. The red one needs to go out a little bit further. So the red one's gonna go to that should be fine there. It's gonna go to right there and then gonna come this way. Oops. And then next is yellow. So what I can do is grab that yellow block there. What I should, yeah. if I'm right, this should be doable. If I'm right. If I'm not, it's going to be a complete and utter failure, which is also okay. All right, so now we need the green. Shift to go down. Oops, shift. We need it out a little bit from there. All right, brown. Wrong button again. Did I do the same thing again where I skipped one? I did. Well, the brown comes perfectly to here anyways, so it shouldn't be a problem. It's not like I could make it any shorter. All right. So we'll do it with all of these, I guess. Or we can have the black out here. That's fine. All right. So next is orange. And we're just going to do our best here. We're going to line them all up like this. Next is white. And then is black. Okay, so what I'm thinking we should be able to do, I think, is use the powered rails and our little copper repeaters to do everything that we need to do. But first, let's get our observers facing up. So let's go ahead and place that one there so we can place one next to it facing up. And then we should be able to place all of the other ones also facing up. All right. And if this is right, we should be able to turn them all on all at once. So this is everything. So we might have to use copper bulbs here. That's fine. For this first one, I think the normal way is probably best. I think the normal way for the first one is best. Just because it doesn't really have enough space to do a copper bulb followed by a comparator. There we go. That's the comparator right there. Let's throw that up there for now. So we're going to place a comparator there, there. We might have to do this one the normal way as well, but that's fine. There, there, and there. Okay, and then we'll do it the normal way for black and brown, which means we're just going to come up here like this and supply power right there. Shift to go down, shift. Okay, getting rid of that because I'm probably going to have to do some fancy stuff with it. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to have to go through and place copper bulbs on all of these, and this should work. Just realize I'm making this stuff up as I go. Okay, so next we should be able to place this one. Probably needs to be another observer facing at it, followed by a copper bulb and a comparator, which will send a, we can just do a regular redstone signal straight into there. Probably need to see if that specific one will work. Which color is that? That's white. Alright, so we're just going to come over here. So we'll just place any block on top of it. It works. Get rid of it, and it turns off. So that works. Okay, I wasn't certain if that was going to work or not, but it did. Okay, and then for orange, since we have a little bit more space, and the fact that we ended up not needing to use rails, and that red's going to be over here, we should just be able to use regular redstone. Now, it's probably easier to use redstone when possible. If not possible, you know, then do what you got to do. But when possible, I personally think you might as well go ahead and just use redstone powder. For this one, it's going to be probably best to do redstone powder. Should be able to make it all the way. It's got a 15 signal strength. Then here we're going to have to do something so that it doesn't connect with this. So rails would work there. So we could do 2 rails and then do, or we could do our little copper repeater, which will take up 3, then just go to regular redstone the rest of the way up. I think that's going to work best. So we'll go ahead and place the comparator there, place the observer there, and copper there, and then we should be able to do regular redstone the rest of the way up. Okay, and then all that's left is green, and for it, once again, I don't think we really have a need to do it any other way. What we can do here would be, nah, there's no need to. We might need to do something to get a repeater on here, but I don't think we need to. We'll see. Let's just place any block on it. Yeah, so everything works. We ended up not having to do rails, which is great. You know, whatever works is best. So what we're going to see as a potential problem is with the black and brown, since they don't have the copper bulb under them, we can't get the sustained power in them, and the yellow is not getting enough power. It's actually not getting any power. Why not? Oh. So what we're going to have to do here, I think, is this. And then that there. an observer facing down maybe? Oh wait, but that's too high to there. But we can resolve that by raising this green block up one. Black wool. We can place that there. Red wool. Oops, fell. And then comparator redstone. Okay, so that's not working. Let's go ahead and break that. Alright, and then we're going to replace it. This should work. What? Why did that happen? Is it getting power through this? It's getting power through this, isn't it? So it's getting power through this block as well, I think. We can tell by if we do this. Okay, that's not how it's getting its power. Is it getting power through this rail? No, that's not how it's getting its power. Why is it powering on when I place it? What is going on? There's no... Oh. That makes sense. Okay. So what we need to do here, now that I figured out what's going on, that took me a bit. That took me a skinny minute. We're going to place the powered rail back here. I don't think that's going to be a problem. At redstone powder there. As we see, that didn't turn on. But we can't have power flowing directly into this block. So what we're going to do is we're going to add this block here. We're going to add an observer facing down, like so. Copper bulb there. See, green wool. All right. So we take this green wool, it will then go here. And then, yeah, comparator then goes there. We're going to need green wool there. We're going to build this up so it goes to there instead of the normal spot. Like that. Redstone like that. So we're actually going to want to get rid of that and get rid of this. Then replace this bulb. And if everything is working, when I place these two, they should both be on. Uh-oh. It's not on. Oh, that's why it's not on. Well, that makes sense. Okay, that's working. So the only two that we need to fix are the brown and black. They should be the only ones that still need to be fixed. So getting rid of that from there and that from there so we can do some work. So what we're going to need here is Probably copper bulbs, if I'm being honest. Oh, I know the solution to this. This is easy. I don't know why I didn't think of this beforehand. So, if we take black wool and brown wool, let's go ahead and throw that there. We're going to extend this out 1, and we're going to extend the brown wool out 1 as well. I think this will work. If it doesn't, then yeah, the only person that can be blamed is me. But this should work. So when I place this on top of them, what's going on here? Why is this happening? I think somehow everything's connected. I don't know how though. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, it's kind of cool, but I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Well, that made it stop. So the problem might be how close all of this is. I think the problem's right here because the brown's touching this observer, and I think somehow that's causing some sort of problem with the whole system. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and move the whole thing back. At least 1. Actually, let's move the whole thing back 2. That way we can do the whole comparator thing and everything. I think that will be best. So we're going to move everything back to this line. That way nothing's too close. We have room to do everything the exact same way. I think that's the best way to do it. Okay, so let's go grab the black wool. That goes there. Then comes the white wool. It goes there. Orange wool. Yeah, we might have to do some stuff to tweak some things around, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I think next is yellow. And next was red, but I'll do yellow. Alright, now we do red. And then finally green. Alright, so we're going to get rid of all these. Oh, thanks for subscribing. We need to add that bulb there. Alright, that bulb's on, so we need to replace it as well. And we got another one on down here, so let's go ahead and replace it as well. That way we know that everything's working the way it's supposed to. Okay, so we're going to need to add... No, the observers have to face down, so we don't have to dig up that dirt actually. Okay, so we're going to place the copper bulbs here. The comparators will go here to read the state of the copper bulbs. Then we'll place the observers facing down. Or no, they need to be facing up. What am I saying? They need to be facing up. So we do have to be able to stand down here. Okay, so that goes there, so I can get started and get the first one down. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, Then we just got to go through and do the same thing for all of these. So that goes there, that goes there. Okay. And then we just need to add, nope, we already got the comparators. Okay, so this one we can definitely do the rails like so. And then this one can get rail going to it as well. This one, however, cannot. So we need to do redstone here, which means we can't do redstone here. So since we cannot do redstone here, let's see. Can the observer tell the difference between that being on or not? I think it can. Let's go ahead and replace this with a bulb so we can see if it can or not. All right. Yeah, let's just do that for now. We're just trying to see if it works or not. Okay, so it can tell the difference between that block right there, it being in an on state and an off state. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to place an observer facing down. Wait, I gotta crouch first. No, that's going to cause problems, isn't it? Maybe, maybe not. Because a bulb's going to go on top of that, and it's not going to be affected by the rails. I don't think. Shouldn't. So that should be fine. And then we need brown wool. Brown wool, brown wool. There we go. So we're going to take this brown wool, and it's going to go like that. Boom. That should work. I believe. I believe this will work. Oh, there it is. We place that there. Oh, I forgot to place the comparator. Boom. That worked. That works. That works. And now when we get rid of it, voila. Okay. Why are you on? Why are you on? You weren't on a second ago, were you? Don't change. Okay. That's actually a good point. Instead of having to do all that right there, that just makes it look awkward. Why don't we just move this back one? That way we don't have to make it all awkward. Yeah. Then we just have to put observer facing down, copper bulb on top, green wool. Wrong button. Green wool. And we take the green wool. There, there, there. We need a comparator here. And then just regular redstone. Voila. Shouldn't cause too many problems. This might cause problems for right here. If that's the case, what I should be able to do is replace all of this right here with the rails, and then just have oh, the observer might not work. I might have to get fancy, but I don't think I'll have to do that. We'll see. I don't think I'll have to do anything too fancy, but we'll see. Okay. I believe we still have to do a little bit of work over here. Okay, so for the orange one, we'll do that. For this one, we'll do rails. And if everything's working the way it's supposed to, the red didn't turn on. What's going on with the red? That's what I was afraid of. Okay, what we can do, since that's like that actually, we should be able to raise it up one more on the green, and that should solve the problem. Alright, everything should be off, but that middle one's on, so we're going to get rid of that, replace it like that, and then we need to raise everything on the green up by 1 starting here. Alright, sorry. So yeah, we're going to get everything nice and high. And this should solve that problem. I think it should solve that problem. So I probably should say that. You know what, just in case I need to do this later, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I don't think it will be a problem. So now we just place the rails on top of all of these. That's what we want. As we can see, the whole thing's lit up. Everything seems to be working. Okay. So now, to get on with making this display be able to show more than just the number 8. This is going to be fun. Alright, just believe me, it's going to be fun. Mostly annoying, but it will be fun. So, what we need to do is extend this out going this way for a total of 10 of these right here, I think. Meaning we need to dig 8 more this way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't need this anymore anyways. This was just a demonstration for the beginning of the live stream. The other one I want to keep because I like it. That's just basically a carbon copy. We don't need this anymore either. Okay. Then it should just be one more. Okay. Oh, I think I know how. I don't know. Okay. So, what we're gonna do now is get everything working the way that we want it to work. Alright. So right now, this is functioning by it's sensing that there is power right here, or when I place the rail line on top of it, is turning everything on. So if we want it to function, which it's going to function no matter what, but if we want them to turn on at different times, so what we can do, so if we add a level here, I think, no, I have to add a block first, I think. So add a block, and if I add a lever on top of it, everything turns off. And if I turn it back on, we see it all comes back on. So this is going to be the premise for how this whole thing's going to work. Alright, so this is 8 right now. If we wanted to make it a 9, we would need to get rid of the orange. So we'd come over here to the orange, and we see orange right here. That's there. So this block right here would need to be replaced with just a regular block, and we can just replace it with like the orange block if we wanted to. We could replace it with really any block you feel like doing. So if we do that, now anytime we send power through here, we're going to get a 9. Pretty cool, right? So if we turn it like that, it all goes off. If we turn it like this, it all turns back on. Pretty neat. Okay, so now let's extend, wait, not that block. We're going to need the orange blocks to come all the way across like that. And then we're going to have to do this with all of the different blocks. So we're going to need this block. And it's going to go all the way across. And then the white block as well. Come on, stop clicking the wrong buttons. There we go. And then the brown block. Just like that. And the red block. And the yellow block. I get so used to right clicking stuff that I end up left clicking when I should be right clicking to do stuff, and right clicking when I should be left clicking to do stuff. Okay. There we go. Alright. So now what we need is to turn the power off here. And honestly, this should probably be a button. So if we take a button like this and we place it here and we go through and we replace all of these bulbs down here, we can actually get everything to turn off. Voila, everything turned off. So now when we hit this button, it functions like that. So in some ways this is going to be more convenient for later on. This is kind of how we're going to want to do it for now. So to continue this, we're basically going to have to do the same thing again. And when I was digging up everything, I was thinking I would be able to place this stuff right next to each other and it wouldn't cause any problems. Right now, I'm thinking that it might actually cause problems. And the reason being, or maybe it won't. No, it would. And that's because, unless, let's say the next number in line is the 0. The 0 has no observers. But, no, the 0 does have observers. That doesn't work. Okay, I gotta think. So, if, come on, think. Use your head, kid, use your head. What's the solution? Alright, so what we're trying to do here is very simply continue to send information down the same line. However, we have copper bulbs in our way. The simple solution would be to say that we just need to replace the copper bulbs, which probably would work, especially since most of the lines have copper bulbs somewhere else as well. And I think that's a valid solution. But to do that, we're probably going to have to push this whole thing back some more. And the reason being is that not all of the lines have observers on them. So we'll probably have to do an observer facing this way. Come on. This way on all the lines and have it go to these comparators. So the copper bulbs could stay, but we're going to have to add observers facing this way here. And then we could do 1, 2, 3, or starting with 0, really. 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way through 9. Yeah, I think that's best. If we do that, we won't mess up any of our work so far, and we should be able to just simply come through here and then place rails like this. And they will just simply sit underneath everything. I think that's the best solution. You guys agree? Or girls? People? Earthlings? Whatever you are? I think that's the best solution. So that's what we're going to go with. So let's break the observers. That's going to break the rails with it. That's fine. It's better than accidentally turning on the bulbs, which I did. Okay. So what we're going to do, break that. All right, so now what we have to do is add observers, not facing that way, facing that way. That was wrong. That's right. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. 2 more. Yeah. All right. So now, anytime a signal gets sent to any of these, I should be able to pick it up here and send it down these lines. So what we're going to need is observers facing up. And I just realized I dug all this out and didn't place any of the observers I was going to need. So we're going to have to get rid of all of this again. Why? Because we made another mistake. This is what happens to me every single time I do a build. Every time. I inevitably always make dumb mistakes and have to go through and fix every last one of them. One after the other, one at a time, until it's finally all fixed. Which honestly isn't that bad. It could be way worse. Alright. This is why it's important to think things through before you do it and not just randomly decide to do something. Okay, so what we're going to have to do... Yeah, okay. For half a second there, I thought that I needed the observers facing down instead of up. And I thought that I had just done a whole bunch of wasteful work and then realized, wait, no, I need them facing up. So I did everything right. But for one moment, I thought I messed up. That was slightly concerning, but yeah, I need these facing up. So we need to think about which number we're putting here. We're going to be putting 0 here. So if this is number 0, we need all of the lines except for the red line to get power. So the only line that we're not going to put an observer on is the red line. So red line here. So let's just for the sake of consistency of what we did earlier, we're going to put a red wool block here. Sure, it's a waste of time, but still, it's what we're going to do. And then it's just straight back to observers all the way to the end, like that. So now, if we place this block here, and I believe we should be able to just do this all the way across. We're going to have to break the bulbs after this. But as we can see, we have the number 0. And this is quite literally how this works. So if we want to have some fun with this, we can, fill it in with something that won't get power. But I'm not going to do anything right now with it. But yeah, this right here is a number 0. So then our next line, we need to add our nice color coordinated wool. Why I decided to do this to myself, I don't know. It's like, yeah, let's waste as much time as we possibly can by having every single one of these be on a different color. Sure, it makes things make a little bit more sense to people watching, but you're going to be absolutely miserable doing it for them. Honestly, it's not that bad though. It could be way worse. Brown's there. Okay. Then orange, because I accidentally skipped it. It does look nice though. I like how it looks. Like it's satisfying when you're done and you look at it and it's like, yeah, I know exactly what I did. And if I ever have to go back and fix something, it's a lot easier to fix it because I know what the problem is. And, a redstoner, I saw a video where redstoners recommended doing this with your builds. And yeah, since they recommend doing it, I don't see why I wouldn't do it. Like they're the people that do this all the time, It's like they know wait, what number are we doing? We're doing 1, so we only need 2 observers. We need the black and brown observers, and the rest of them we're going to do our color coordinating with. We're going to color coordinate everything else because we color coordinate everything. We're crazy. We're just intentionally making this take longer. Why? I don't know. Because we felt like it? Alright. So that thing goes in there. I think the next one's red. If not, it's fine. But it is red, but I placed an observer. Alright. And then we have yellow? I'll have this memorized eventually. I just randomly chose the colors when I put them here. And then comes green. This one I know because it's the last one. And I've messed up this line so many times and had to fix it, I just know it. Alright. So now if we replace all these bulbs so that they get reset. And this would have to be the last thing that you put down, and then we place our blue block here. Honestly, why did I replace? Yeah, I actually didn't have to replace it quite yet. Oh, this is going to end up being a problem. I got a solution. So the first line can be railroad. The second line can be redstone powder. So by doing this, we avoid the problem. See, when we're going, I don't know why it's like this, but I discovered this earlier. When you're placing the rails this way, you can place them next to each other just fine. But if you want your rails facing this way, you can't do that. It's so weird. So what we're going to do to solve that problem is every other one we're going to... Why is that one on? Is there a reason why there's power going through there? Wait, did I forget to break it? Okay, let's make certain it's working. It should be working. Let's place a button right here. Oh no. What just happened? Why did that just happen? That's not supposed to happen. I gotta think. So, I found an easy way to make the number 8. I really gotta think. Let's see. If I put it one block up, does each block get powered by the redstone powder? Because the observers have to be at this level. They have to be. So the question would be, if I put, let's see, let's do a quick test. We need an observer up a bit, facing up, not like that, facing up. We're going to get a line of observers, and then we're going to put some bulbs right here. Then we're going to put blocks on top of it. And then we're going to put redstone on top of that. That didn't do anything. So why did this happen? And the weirder thing about it is, why did it turn itself back off? Like, that means it's sending multiple signals. This right here should only be sending one signal. Or wait. Okay. Yeah. It is doing it right. Yeah. If I wanted it to be different, I would have to send a single signal or replace it with a switch. So it is turning off correctly. The question is, why is it turning on all of them instead of just the 2 that it's supposed to turn on? That I don't get. Like, when I laid it out, it did it mostly correct, but it did turn on one extra one, and I don't know why it did that. Now, it's turning on all of these. So, with that in mind, let's see if placing redstone powder right here can make a difference. Like, I have to try something. I don't think it'll work, but we're going to try it. Wait. It did turn on a couple extras, but not as many as it did earlier. So what's going on here? How is the power getting over here? Yeah, I'm seeing all of this stuff get power. But that doesn't make any sense. Are these somehow getting power? They don't look like they're getting power, do they? No, they didn't get power. So the observers on this line there shouldn't be sending a signal down into these. And wool blocks most certainly aren't sending. Where are they? Is it the wool blocks? Is it the wool blocks that are the problem? If I was using something other than wool, would I still be having the problem? Is this a thing of I need to use glass instead? Well, it didn't turn that on. But at the same time, it didn't send power. It's the wool that's the problem. The wool is the problem. Okay. So, it worked over here. Actually, let's see if it worked over here. It works. Okay, over here it works. And I think the reason it works is because this is a rail. So, what I need to do, since I can't do a rail here, I think if I replace it with glass... I just threw my button. Okay. If I replace it with glass, colored glass, so I can keep my color coordination, and for the sake of consistency, we'll replace this one with glass as well. That should solve the problem. So with that in mind, we'll go ahead and place that in there like that. We will grab the green glass and then do that. I think this should solve the problem. If it doesn't, well, I'm going to have to go through and fix everything. So next up is, of course, the yellow. And then we're going to go to red. And then we're going to go ahead and fix that. Shift to go down. All right, next is orange. And then white. Okay, and then we're going to want to place down redstone powder. This is the moment of truth. Boom! It worked. It worked. Now they're not getting the signal at the exact same time, but it is getting the signal. So that worked. Okay, we figured out the problem. We found a solution. Problem solving done. Okay, let's break our problem solving device. All right, so now we know that we need to do this with see-through stuff so that we're not accidentally sending signals down here. And this should be fine to be rails. There shouldn't be any reason for it not to be rails. Okay, we will continue with the wool down here. Okay. So with that in mind, let's grab the wool. Okay. Next is yellow. Next is red. That was the wrong thing. Oops. Next is brown. Huh? Oh, I accidentally threw the orange tinted glass in there. Let's throw the orange in there. That was the wrong thing. We want brown. And then orange. Then white. And black. I do have the black tinted windows, right? Yeah. Okay. Huh? Why did those turn on? Did I do something? It should be fine to just simply replace them, I think. We'll see if there's something wrong later as I go about doing all of this. Those were the ones where... Oh, I know why those turned on. Okay. Yeah, because I replaced the redstone with the... rails. That's why. Yeah, that makes sense. I remembered. Okay. So next is the number 2. So for the 2, when you write a 2, you're not writing a number 5, because that's what I was about to do. We're writing a number 2. So we need green, brown, red, orange, and white. The 2 that we do not need is yellow and black. So we're going to go ahead and add the tinted stuff to the 2 that we do not need to activate, which is, I believe it was black and yellow. Okay. And then we're going to add the yellow tinted window. I did get that in there, right? Yeah. Okay. Yellow tinted window. And then we need to add the observers facing up. Alright, and then there we go. And add the button there. And then we're going to do rails again. And this should show us that we got our number right. And that is wrong. What's going on here? What's not working? Oh, I got 2 facing the wrong way. This is why you check everything. Double check, triple check, quadruple check if you have time to. And there we go. The number 2. That's how you do it. Alright, and then we just got to turn everything off. And the only way, actually, there is a simpler way to do it. We should be able to just simply do that. Actually, let's just go ahead and add buttons on top of these because we're going to have to do this like 100 times. Well, not really. We've already done it, what, 3 times? So we're going to have to do it 6 more times. No, 7 more times because it's 0, 1, 2. So we still have to do 3 through 9. Yeah, which is a grand total of 10, so 7 more times. So next is the number 3, but we're going to go ahead and get our wool down here. Or, yeah, let's go ahead and get the wool down here and everything else as well. So we need, actually, let's do the glass first. Go ahead and get all that done. That way we can just hop down here and fill all this out after the fact. That should be considerably faster. So for 3, faces the opposite direction of an E. So it's not on the left, it's on the right. And no, I'm not explaining this to you guys. I'm explaining it to myself because I have to think about it because I always get 3's and E's backwards. I don't know about you, but I do. So we're going to need everything but orange and yellow. So we need orange and yellow glass. Yellow glass goes there, orange glass goes here. Like that. And then we can go ahead and create the observers facing up. Double check, make certain they're all facing up. They are all facing up. So that should be a 3. We can't check it quite yet, but that's fine. And then we're going to go ahead and make the 4. So for the 4, we need green tinted glass, orange tinted glass, and white tinted glass. So green, orange, white. Green, orange, white. So we come over here, we already got the orange. White's right next to it, so we'll go ahead and get that. I think it's just going to be faster this way. So white and then the green all the way on the end. And then we're going to add in the observers facing up. That's the wrong way. And it's nice that I can stand a bit closer to it while doing this. I can actually stand under it to place stuff. It makes it a little bit easier to get it correct. Alright. So next we just did 4, so now we need the 5. 5 is the opposite way around of the 2, so we do not need brown or orange. Yeah, brown or orange. So orange is this one and brown is to the right of it. So let's go ahead and get our brown. The green back with green. Brown goes right here. And then we need orange. Brown goes there. And orange. And then we'll add in all of our observers facing up. Yeah, that's right. Make certain I did it right. Yep. So if everything's right when I come back at the end and check everything, it should all be fine. So we just did 5, so next is 6. And for the 6, it's just the brown. So this one right here, throw that in there. And we come across here, adding everything. So 6, 7, 8, and 9, we're going to need those. So let's go ahead and clear those out. We already knew that we was going to have to do that. So we just did 6. So next is 7. For the 7, the only ones we need is green, brown, and black. So all the rest of them need to be the glass. So let's go ahead and put the observers on green, brown, and black because that's going to be a whole lot easier to remember than the other way around. So green is all the way at the end. Face it up. Brown is right here. And black is, once again, all the way at the end. And then we just have to get our colors in the right spots. So white is going to go here. Like that. Orange goes here. Like so. And then we get red. That's not the red we wanted. I keep on thinking that I can double right click to get the other item in the bundle. And then we need the yellow. Okay, there we go. So that is 7. Yeah, 7. And then we need the 8. Obviously, the 8, everything gets powered, so it's actually the easiest of them all. We just go through there and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Yeah, 7. And then we need the 9, which is everything but 1 again, and this time it's going to be the orange. So let's add the glass block to the orange. The glass block here for the orange. The orange is the third one. We're going to do that. And then before we finish filling in this last row, let's go ahead and extend all of this back. Alright, we're going to move this over so that we can do this a little bit faster. And we're going to start off with green. And we want that wool. So what we're going to do, we're going to come over here and do this. And then do this. And then we're going to switch to yellow. That was once again the wrong thing to do. So let's do that. And make certain you switch which item you're holding. And then start placing. And I keep on trying to scroll the wrong. I am not walking straight. Okay. And then we're moving on to red. Make certain we're grabbing the wool, not the glass. And there we go. Next is brown. Brown, 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 brown. There we go. I did it again. There we go. And then we place these on top of it. Orange. Okay. And then comes white. I just now realized I probably should have added the observers above my head before doing this, because it would have made everything a whole lot easier, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and add the black, because I can add them while standing outside. The rails for that while standing outside. And we will figure something else out for everything else. Okay. Okay, so we got all that done. We need to add the observers for here, so we're going to have to dig this out so we can stand down there and add in the observers facing up. There we go. So we already know that this should all work. It's been tested multiple times. We're going to fill in this grass here because we want it to look at least somewhat decent. Now, I didn't do it earlier when I was messing stuff up, but that's fine. Let's fix some of these holes here. Okay. I said some of them, not all of them. Okay. So we're going to come through here like this. And we just want to make certain that everything's going to be working the way it's intended to. So we are going to do this through here. And that should result in the number 3. And then we're going to come through here and we're going to turn all of these back off. And the reason we're going to do it this way is because if we turn it off with this button, it's just going to turn on the what's not working. The one that's not working is black. Am I reading that right? Yeah, orange is turning on instead of black. Oh, wait. Yeah. So we need orange glass here. This is why you double check everything. Because if you don't, you will make mistakes. I need to remind myself if the white needs to be. I think the white does. Let's see. Yeah, white needs to be. So we need to add an observer to both white and black. And then let's add the grass in. I don't think I'm going to need that for a while. Black wool. So why did it turn on correctly before? Or did it? I think it would have had to turn on wrong, right? Wait, did I break the wrong one? I mean, it's a 3. But that's supposed to be a 2, isn't it? Yeah, it's right. You know, sometimes I do things that aren't that smart. Yeah, rail, white wool, rail, black glass, black wool, something didn't work. Let's put in a switch instead so I can see what's going on here. Oh, it's working. It's working. Then why was the button not doing that? Oh, it's just different timings. Okay. You know what? Let's use switches so I can actually see if it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Now this is fun. And it should all be off now. Yeah. That's something fun you can do to people. Yeah, the 3 was right. So apparently, if I'm not mistaken, earlier I thought I had the 3 done wrong when I had it right because I hit the button on number 2. Well, that happened. Alright, so now we add these on top of here, and that should make the number 4 appear. Yes. Now before we do anything else, let's make certain we add that lever. Let's actually go ahead and add levers on all of these. That way we don't forget. Alright, now let's go ahead and switch all of these off so that we can continue checking everything. So next is redstone powder, and this should give us the number 5, which it does. Once again, go ahead and turn all of these off. This is just so that we're double checking everything, because if we leave them on, it will just turn into 2 lines on the well, not necessarily, because some of them will turn on and some of them will turn off. Next is powered rails. This should be the number 6. As we can see, that is in fact the number 6. The number 7. No, that's not the number 7 because I forgot to turn all these lights off. So now you see what happens when you forget to turn off all the lights. So in order to test this, we're just going to have to hit the switch on number 7 like that, and that is a 7, unless I did the 7 backwards. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, so then we can turn that off. And then we do the number 8. We already know this one's right, and it works. Now, we're still going to do this. Well, we could just simply hit. So what we could do here, actually, or no, we can't. For half a second there, I thought that we could, but we can't. All right, and then the last one we have to check is the number 9. The number 9 isn't working. That is the red that's not doing anything. The red should be working. I might have forgotten to turn one off. Let me double check everything. Turn everything, all of these off. All the lights are off. Let's turn on the number 9. Yeah, the red's not working. What's going on here? So power's not getting to here. It is seeing power. It should be sending it down. So why is it not getting there and all the others are? It worked on the 8, but it's not working after it. Everything looks right. What? Why did the green turn off? Oh wait, yeah, the green should have turned off. But why is the red not turning off? Or turning on? Everything looks basically right. If it sends a signal, it should. I get powered on. those two are powering on, but that one's not. And the yellow's still on for some odd reason. And now neither the yellow or red is on. What? Why? Everything's right. I did everything the same every time. Green and yellow are currently on. So let's turn them off. Let's turn on the power. Everything but the red. And if we come over here and we look, red isn't getting power right here. But I don't know why. Like, everything looks right. I can't see anything wrong. Everything's fine. Yeah, it's going to take me a bit to figure out why it's not working. But this is what you came here for. Kind of. This is how it's supposed to be working. Could be some kind of overload, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Like, it should be working. Well, those three got power when I turned it off, so let's see if it's working now. What is going on? The redstone's there. It should be working. Every single other one of these works. If I turn that off, all that turns off. If I turn this on, we get a number 8. We turn this one on, we get a 7. We get a 6. We get a 5. Might take it a little bit, but we get it. We get a 4. And a 3. 2. 1. And even 0 all work. So why is 9 not working? What is the explanation for this? And it's working worse now than it was before I took it all apart. That's what I don't get. What's going on that's making it not work? Now that could be a possibility, I guess. It could be some sort of glitch or something in the system. I don't know. All I know is that I want it to work. Hey? Come on! The red one's still not working. Why can't I get the red to work? And when I tell it to update, it does that. Please work. Why is it not working? Why is it not working? Like, the problem has to be, it isn't this. I know it's not this. If it was this, like, none of this would work. But the only one that's not working is this one. Right here. It's facing the same way as all the others. Everything's doing what it's supposed to be. Well, not everything. This isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. And I don't know what it's doing that's... It's not working. What is going on here? Why can I not make this work? That's not getting power for some reason. I tried taking it apart, putting it back together. Gotta think. I need to think. Let me think for a moment. I have no idea. Why is this not working? I just want it to work. I have no idea. This should work. Technical difficulties. Every number works but the 9. Does it have to do with the distance, maybe? If it had to do with the distance, what could I do to fix it? That's not necessarily a bad idea. Think. I know there's a solution. What is the solution? The red one's not working. If I can't get it to work, then I need something. All right. I have no idea. So, a clock that counts everything but the 9. It's like the clock in my bedroom. Only this line works for every number except for the 9. Yay. If any of you have ever had a broken digital clock, you know exactly what that feels like. It's like every single number doesn't have that middle line. Only with this clock, it's only the 9. Yay! Okay. Slightly frustrated by this. We could try replacing this, but I don't think it'll work. No, not like that. We need to be back a little bit. There we go. And then we'll need to turn it on for when we turn all of them off. No, still doesn't work. Why isn't it working? Anybody got any ideas? There's got to be a solution. What is the solution? Like, obviously, does it have to do with the distance from it? But if it's about the distance from it, then it wouldn't work on all of the others. So it's not the distance. It's got to be like some sort of error, right? If it's an error, okay, for a moment there, I thought it might be because there's 4 in a row. So let's see. Okay, for the 6, it's 3 and 3. So could it be because it's 4 in a row? But if that's the case, we got 7 in a row for the 8. So that would cause problems too. So it can't be that. Unless it's literally that no, it can't be that specific. Because right here we got that same problem. 4 in a row. So it can't be that either. If it's 4 in a row with rails on top, or with, it is the only one with 4 in a row, and it has redstone powder on top. That would be the most annoying problem ever, though, if that's the reason why it's not working. What we can try, and this is just an idea on my part, because since this is at the very end of everything, what we can try is placing them like this. If it still doesn't work, then we know that there's just overall a problem. So the one that doesn't need it was what, the orange? I think, yeah, the orange. So let's get rid of the orange and replace it with the glass. Hopefully it works if I do it this way. I'm hoping that this is like some sort of really weird like glitch or something. Okay. Then we're just going to come down through here, placing all of those like that. And then we're going to put in the switch. It's still not working. what we can try. Since we are capable of putting it down below like that, we know that we don't need it at the orange. Oh no. Is that really not going to work? Oh, we got that one in. Alright. Okay, we're going to have to be very precise with our placements. Alright. Two more. One more. Alright. I mean, that one turned on. Alright, let's try the rails. And it's working. I don't know what it was. I don't know what was going on there. So we got our number display working. It's not as pretty as what we was hoping it would be, but we got it working. So I don't know what was causing that problem. I found a solution. Not too very happy with the solution, but it's what we got. Yeah, if anybody knows why, I am willing to listen you out, because I am completely clueless. Alright, so what we can do with this now is maybe, with a little bit of thought and ingenuity, we might be able to get this running off of something a little bit different. We might be able to make a counter. So in order to make a counter, we're going to have to be able to supply power to each of these spots one at a time in sequence. And this is really confusing, but the best way I can explain it, and I've never done this before, okay? Mind you, this is all new to me. That's why this right here was really hard for me to figure out. But the basic principle behind this, right? If we add a couple of copper blocks one after the other, right? Or copper bulbs one after the other like this, and I turn on this first one with a button, all of them turned on, and I don't know why. I must have done something wrong. Let me think. Give me a moment to think. Let's try an observer, maybe? If each one of them is powered by an observer, yeah, that should work. So if we do observer, copper bulb, comparator, observer, we're gonna see what happens, because I don't even know what's gonna happen. We're gonna do this 3 times for now and see what happens, and then hopefully from there we can figure out how we can maybe use this. We might have to brainstorm and figure out another way to do this. Okay, we shouldn't need another comparator, but if we simply place a let's place a button here. Okay, it turned them all on. But I can... What just happened? Okay, so this isn't doing what I was oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. The second one needs to just be a copper bulb, I think. Wait, let's turn it off first. Yeah. Okay. So the second one's going to need to be a regular copper bulb, I think. And then if I go to another copper bulb, we'll see if I'm right. Alright. Let's replace this with a regular copper bulb. Now that's interesting. Oh, that's why. Okay. Okay. So we might be able to use something like this. Yeah. So what we're seeing here is even if I put that button right here, let's say we put it right here, okay? So this one will turn on, and then it'll turn off. Now when I turn it on the first time, it's going to turn on all of them. When I turn it off, it's going to turn itself off. Then it's going to turn on and turn off this one. And then we're going to go to off here again, and then to only this one on. And if we added more, this sequence continues. And I will show you what I mean. So in this sequence right now, if I'm reading everything or seeing everything correctly, this one here should be on in the current sequence. Okay? So then this one goes off. Then we go to the middle two off. Then the first three off. And then the last one off. And then to this, to that, and then the last two off, only that one on, and you can see how this pattern continues until they're all off. There are multiple possibilities for this, I think, but I really don't know how to use this. I'm going to have to think about this a little bit. If we take this and we try to apply it to our little number thing to try to make it like an automatic counter, because I have no clue how to make an automatic counter. You know, that just counts down one at a time. Although, now that I think about it, I think I have a solution for that, maybe. Because for the automatic counter, we'd just have to add power to each thing one at a time. So if we went through and added, instead of these switches, we added repeaters at different lengths. So shortest, there we go. And then 1, 2, 3. And then is this right? Yeah, there and then there. Yeah, that's right now. Okay, and then that one's there. Then we go to here, and that one should be like that, I think. And then it's down to here. where we would go like this, I think. Yeah. And then we should just have to add a redstone line to it, I think. If I'm wrong, we'll find out very soon. Something's not right. Oh, I accidentally hit those. And then it should just be, oh wait, that's not gonna work. So now let's turn that off. Now this is probably going to be too fast, but if we send in a button pulse, and it looked like it tried to count really fast. And ended up messing up the 9. Well, actually, everything got activated. It actually makes sense that nothing worked. So, the very first one actually shouldn't need anything there. So what might actually work better than what I just now tried to do is the first one like this, the second one a very long one. So each time an extra repeater should work better actually than what I just now tried to do. That was wrong. So if we add an extra repeater that goes max length, that should work better, I think. If not, we'll find out very soon. Okay. So what we're going to need to do is this right here. All right. And it probably won't be able to travel this far, but we can at least try to do everything. Then this, let's go ahead and max all these out to max. And then it should just be placing new ones and maxing them out as well for now. We're gonna have to do more in a bit. This is gonna take a while, and I have no idea if it's even gonna work. So okay, and we're going to need another staircase down for it right here. If we need a repeater somewhere over here, that's fine. Actually, we need extras of these over here too. I wasn't thinking. So this one needs to be lengthened as well. Okay. And then we just gotta, I think I was missing every other one. Okay, so now if I hit this, it halfway works? Like, I think it's still too fast. It's trying to count too fast. So since it's trying to count too fast, that means we need to make the difference between each of them probably 2. So what that means is from 0 repeaters to 2 full repeaters, and then from 2 full repeaters to 4 full repeaters. And that should give me extra of everything. So we'll get rid of all of this right here. So what we just now saw is that it's trying to go too fast. So we're going to have to add that there. And then from here, it's going to go out 1, 2, there, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and this stuff's going to be in the way if this keeps on going. So, or if I have to increase the time even more than what I already have. So, there, and then there. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to add some repeaters to this, just so that we can get the distance that we're going to need. That's fine. Oh wait, I forgot to go out those last 2. All right. Yeah, this is a lot of what I do anytime I'm working with Redstone because I don't really know much. But it's a lot of fun when you get to sit down at the end of it and see the final result of all the work that you put in. That is a payoff, if there ever was one. So hopefully this slows it down enough that we can actually watch it count. We will probably have to add some, we might have to make the delays even larger. Alright, we're almost there. Alright, and then we just need to add that block right there for that. So I already know that it's not really getting all the way over here, but I'm not going to be adding repeaters yet until I know that that clock is not trying to count too fast. Because if that clock's trying to count too fast, it doesn't really matter if I'm adding in repeaters to get it all the way to the end. So here we go. Okay, it's halfway there. If we increase it to 3 in between each, that should slow it down enough. And then I kind of feel like the button press does not have a long enough pulse. But it was halfway doing it right. As we can see, we didn't end with all the lights being off, but that's almost a 9. So it might have made it all the way to the end, I don't know. I don't think so, because it can only go like 15 spaces, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, So this is as far as it can go right now. So yeah. So what I think we need to do now is increase the length of all of these by a bit. So we're going to add one there, add 2 here, add 3 here, and make certain that they're all maxed out. And then we're going to add 4 here. This is very tedious, but you get good results in the end, so. All right, so let's get the rest of these done. All right, and then one more, and it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Just learning one step at a time. All right. Now let's get all these added. We're almost there. Okay. And then we just got to do it here. Oh boy. Yeah. And then we add that block there. Oh wait, doesn't that one actually have to come up this far? Or at least a little bit further, yeah. Yep, just like that. Not what I wanted. Also not what I wanted. All right, here we go. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So what we're going to do is right here add a repeater at all of the different places. That will add the same amount of extra to all of them and enable it to go the entire way across. Well, no, I think some of them get more delay than others because of this, but that's fine. It will ensure that it makes it all the way across. So now when we hit this, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, did the 9 not work? Please tell me the 9's working. Oh, that's why the 9's not working. We're going to have to move this entire thing over 1. Okay, that was a mistake. Plus, it's not the right distance anyways. So it needs to be 3 more. So it's going to be right here. Is the starting point for it. And we're just going to go until we get there. So this is why the 9 didn't work on that final attempt. All right, we're almost ready to do the final test on this. We just need to add the last bit of redstone. Could add a repeater here. I don't think there's a need to though. All right, here we go. Oh wait, yeah, everything's off because I didn't reset it. We're gonna reset everything here in just a second. But it is seemingly doing something. It ended in 9, which is what it's supposed to do. So let's see. If we turn all of these off, will we get the right numbers? Will they be recognizable? All right, here we go. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bullseye. I finally look up at chat. Thanks for hanging with me and being glad that we made that. Oh, Bellets. Thank you. Thank you for being happy. Oh. Like I've been so concentrated on trying to get that. Let me go back and see if I can look at some of your chats here. There's some of the things you said. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go up. Yeah. It does take a lot of patience. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really happy that we got that too. All right, we finally got that 9 to work. All right. That is long. So, if you want to know how to automate that, apparently you need 3 hole between each and every single one of them for there to be enough distance for it to actually be recognizable. I'm certain there's some people out there that can tell you how to make this display show everything at the same time, but I learned something new today. I learned how to make a display like this, and yeah, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work right there. So, with that being said, maybe we should try something else. I don't know. You tell me. This has been a lot of fun. I think this one's temporarily done for now. Obviously, there's other things I can do with it. I could try to somehow improve the display or whatnot, you know, decorate it and everything, make it look pretty. That's honestly not what I want to do. That's not really so much my thing. But what we could try to do, maybe, is start messing with those copper things again, because that was interesting. So earlier we set up the comparator and copper bulbs like this, and we was thinking about a way to do what we just did, and there might be a more efficient way to do it by using this, right? because we can basically create a sequence that consistently does stuff, and I don't really understand any of this stuff. I know I saw some redstoner say something about it being like some sort of code or something. I don't know, but you can basically somehow count with this. I don't really get it, but you can see how that works. I'm sure that if I spent enough time just thinking and contemplating, I don't know how long I plan on streaming for now. Right now, I feel good, you know. And I'm good to go for a while. I don't really have any plans today. Like, if you have to duck out, you have to duck out. So I'm pretty much planning on going until I run out of ideas of things to try to learn how to build. So we might be able to take this and try pulling some kind of information from it. But what information do we want to pull from it? And even if we are pulling information from it, what are we using it for? And that's where my mind goes blank. So I think I'll leave this project to people who actually have expertise in it. Although I think it's interesting and it's something I could use, I primarily think this could have use in my case. Cool. Yeah. Do I get some of those rolls? Yeah. So, in my case, I think this could have some use if I pull information from this to go somewhere else. Aw. I like rolls. So, if I pull information out of it to bring somewhere else and like operate various doors. So if I have a string of 4 of these like this, I could have it where that, you know, 1 door is open, 2 doors open, and whatnot. Ooh, apple pie. I like apple pie. If I take this information, like the immediate thought for me is literally just like 4 different doors, but that really doesn't do me any good. Like, I'm sure there's something I can do with this that's like on my personal skill level. Like, my skill level's pretty low. Now, there is something I actually thought about the other day, because when people build storage systems right now, at least the only storage systems I've seen, use hoppers. Here we go. Hoppers. Let's throw everything into the bags that I'm not going to be needing right now for what I'm about to try to do. Or at least that I don't think I'm going to be needing. But we're going to need probably the target block, probably redstone dust. I don't think I'm going to... No, I'm going to need a comparator. I may or may not need that. I'm going to need that. I will not need this. I also will not need that. I'll probably need that. I don't think I'm going to need that. Stop doing that. I'm not going to need that. Or that. Actually, let's pull out the observer, because I think I'm going to use that. And yeah, let's grab let's grab both the white wool and the white glass, just so I can use it really quick. Okay, so, and I'm going to need a chest. Alright. I don't need that many. Just give me one. Okay. Okay. So, most storage systems right now that I've personally seen, and I need this on top of it, will take a hopper, and these hoppers will feed into the back of the chests like so. Okay. So if I get here, I need to do that. I think that's right. Or no, wait. Yeah. So that's right. And then a lot of times they'll go like this. And then we'll need to build up. See, right behind it, 2. And then we'll need to place a comparator here, and then another hopper going into the comparator. And then they will pull the information out of there, send it to here, and then I think what we need is something like this, and then we do something to this general effect. It might not work with glass, but I think it's something. Yeah, it probably isn't working because this is glass. So let's switch the glass out for wool. And I think it should work, unless it was patched or something. Oh wait, that's still glass there. We need to change out all of the glass except for that top one probably. Wool. And then replace the redstone torch. Okay. Oh wait, I didn't even throw anything in here. So then what you need is a large stack of anything. So let's just take a really big chunk of cherry, whatever that is. And as you see, it starts pulling it out immediately and throwing it into this bottom chest. And eventually, we will get power restored to right here. This is what typically is done. And what happens when that happens is we still got 22 cherry planks here. Okay? And then, of course, one got stuck here, which is fine. And one got stuck there, and nothing got stuck there, or stuck there. So, this is the way that this is typically done. The problem with this design is that if you try to stack multiples of them right next to each other, it ends up having flaws where it will end up having various problems. So what I am thinking might be possible is if we take this, change it out for a comparator. We'll leave that for now. The copper bulb can go right here, and then we can get an upside down observer right here. Let's replace that grass. Wrong button. Okay. So now, if we place this here, obviously it immediately activates. The question though is, how much does it leave in the chest? Nothing. Okay, so that could end up being a problem. And I think the problem might be that that stayed on the entire time. So let's go ahead and turn that off, because I think the problem was that that was off the entire time. We will grab all 64 of these cherry blossoms, and we're going to try this again. We're going to click here, we're going to place them all up here, and we're going to see if it stops. This is just a test to see exactly what's going on here, because obviously it works. And we were left with 44 in the item hopper, meaning that this does work. And what is nice about it is that if I then took this, instead of doing it the way I'm doing it right now, and let's say I take this off and I come over here and I replace it with powered rails. Okay, this might be the same problem we experienced earlier, although it did turn off. So it did turn off. We got 61 here. We have 1 here. None there. None there. 2 there. So that's all 64. So, but that was a very weird situation again, right? Like, we put down those, so let's see what happens. If it stops itself, that means it works. If it doesn't, then it doesn't work. Or at least not the way it's intended to work. What we might be capable of doing, though, is making the track longer. So as we've just seen there, it will completely empty out. That's not what we want. Nothing in there, 1 in there, nothing in there, nothing in there. So that's pretty close to a successful attempt. But as we've seen, we're getting too much power here. Now, or from here, getting to here. What might be doable, is instead of having that all the way over there, what we may be able to do is extend this out a bit more. And while this is not necessarily the traditional way of doing this, it could be a possible way to make this work a little bit better than it has in the past. So then we switch to the copper bulb there. We need a comparator to pull power from. And then we just need to send power with redstone dust. All the way to there, like so. So now when we come over here and we grab our 64 chests, place them in that hopper, and it begins pulling everything out, and we find out that we get you know what? I think rails do not have varying power levels. They have one consistent power level, which means it won't die out over time. But that doesn't mean that there's not a way that we can make this work. This idea of using these two things, right? What we might be able to do is something a little bit more unconventional than what we was just trying to do. And that might sound a little bit weird or strange or otherwise, but you know what? Where there's a will, there's a way. We can put that there. Wait, wouldn't that be too close? Yeah, that would be too close, right? Because it would just automatically do max. So that's not possible. Otherwise, I would have done it. That would empty it all the way out every time. And that's not what we want to do. I know, trying to redesign something that's already got a really good design is like not really something that's that easily done. Now, there is, I believe, the possibility of, instead of it being like this, of it working like this, because I think that can still stop stuff from going, keep this one from activating. I'm not certain. I just accidentally destroyed that chest. That's fine. We can just do that. Okay. So I believe in this state, no, it still works. There's really not a huge difference between that being there or being there. Either of these two designs do work. Actually, wait, no, that would work if this was not a glass block. If we made this a, oops, wool block instead, shift to crouch, I think it does work then. So let's do this, and we'll see that it's not doing anything. Okay, so if we replace that with a wool block, then that does work. It was the fact that it was a glass block that it is the reason why it wasn't working. Oops. So we need to replace that, shift, and place the hopper on there. Okay, there we go. Let's throw the rest of these back into the hopper at the top. There's one more somewhere. There we go. That's all 64 of them. So, to send power to turn this off, we would have to hit it from below down here. Which that wouldn't be too very hard, I think, because all we would have to do is comparator, bulb, dig down 2 so that we can stand here and do this, and then that, which can effectively turn that off. We can also, of course, do another block here and do this. We just created a traffic light, apparently. Malfunctioning traffic light. Oh, I know the problem. We need that there. And then this there. Okay. I do think the traffic light was kind of funny. Okay. So we add this in, and immediately we start sending power through. It's getting to here. It's turned this off, and now it's back on. So when we go and check, we have 44 total still in there. We have many various things. 19. Everything looks fine to me. So what we can do is we could fill this back up with grass, because that's what belongs there. 1, 2, 1. And at a glance, this is all there is going on. There is more. And this block right here actually isn't even necessary, but this is a functioning thingy. When it was all the way up against it right here, it wasn't really working, and when it was there, it wasn't really working that well either. And we realized that the power lines weren't really going to work either. So yeah, I don't really think I have a way to efficiently redesign a item sorter. I'm sure I could do it with some time, but as of right now, I would have to spend a lot of time and thought, because I really don't have a solution to it. So, well, with that being said, this has been a great stream. I've accomplished much in this test world, in trying new things and learning new things. I hope that you all have enjoyed being here today and learning things with me. And I hope that you all have a good day. So, let's just say bye. You want me to light the numbers again? All right, we can do that. We can do that. We can do that before we go. All right, here we go. One last time on the numbers. And that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there we go. All right. You all have a great day. I'm going to end the stream. All right.